What's wrong? Come on, buddy, answer me. Raiden? Raiden!
Didn't you say you'd been...
Once,
Seems like...
the Pearl of the Black Sea, then Russia and Georgia began...
Kicking off the war in the early 90s.
Georgia was a Soviet republic. Abkhazia, The Soviets like to stoke ethnic rivalries between...
But with the Russians no longer watching over the...
The Abkhaz were scared, so they took advantage of a Georgian military...
The same old...
And with Russia supporting... 2 years later, the ceasefire meant Abkhazia...
This region is filled...
This is true. There is South Ossetia. Also, in any case, so it was not long ago Sukhumi was...
Good to hear.
It does. Which is why Dolzaev is calling for...
Sounds like a worthy cause.
But many Abkhaz are happy with...
And then Desperado...
Exactly. They brought the sad ending to this little... It is no wonder so many people mistrust.
I suppose not. Boris.
Very little confirmed. He claims he was part of the Chechen National Congress. This was just after the famous coup attempt in Moscow in August. Things were... Gorbachev lost his political power. It was Yeltsin.
Right. It created the Commonwealth of Independent States. All republics that made up the USSR became independent.
The problem is, Chechnya was never a true republic. It was an autonomous state, but still part of the Russian...
Like how Abkhazia was an autonomous state.
It is said 250,000 Chechens were... The Chechens were forced to give in.
But the rebels kept...
Insurgents fled into Caucasus Mountain. We think Dolzaev is the...
Sounds like Russia bears some of the blame for radicalizing him.
I love my homeland, but she is not. But just remember, this could all be smoke. We cannot even confirm...
Say he is, though.
Some Chechen militants volunteered to fight, but when Russia recognized Abkhazia to keep Georgia in check, they also began...
Which the Dolzaev crowd see as a play to gain. But wasn't the Chechen recovery funded by Russia?
And many rebels believe this is why their people gave... But if the Abkhaz people are not interested in fighting...
So in a way, it's Russian policy that brought him here. He thinks he's
Whatever his motives, no one elected him and no one gave him up. Now that he is allied with Desperado, he is too dangerous. Raiden, if you ever get lost, by useful. Raiden, by useful.
What was up with that Really? Why give it intelligence?
Good question.
I mean, I guess it makes sense if it improved.
Now that you mention it, it felt more like I was facing...
Oh. I guess the added smarts make for a tougher opponent after all.
That's not what I mean. More like it was...
Guess that's why I was... But then...
Who knows? Maybe... One thing I don't understand, Kev. Desperado must be violating all kinds of law. Why hasn't the international community gotten involved?
Well, from a purely legal standpoint, it's actually first. There's the fact that Abkhazia is still not a member of the... Only Russia and a few other breakaway states even in the eyes of most of the international community.
Guess you can't really call it a coup if the displaced government was never...
Exactly. And even if everyone agrees it was a coup, it can be tough to tell which. Sometimes you'll see the military topple a dictator and establish a provisionary government. Now, if they confirmed atrocities were taking place, the UN could deploy...
Yeah, but they learned their lessons.
Right. Ever since then, they've been a lot more...
So what about the US and Russia?
Well, America was never very friendly with Abkhazia or Southwest. Russia wants the old government back, of course. The regime I doubt they'll opt for any large-scale action. But you can bet your ass they won't. Boris has got a lot of connections in the Russian bureaucracy. They can't use their actual...
We're not bound...
Other countries would be outraged if the Russians... From our side, no state to answer to means we can run things...
Then again, there's no one to say our code is what's right.
True. And opinions on that change from... But you let your moral compass waver at all in this business, and real people pay the price. Money's always a factor, of course, but when it becomes the factor... That's when you got... The Montreux document lays out guidelines for what PMCs can and can't do. A lot of people see that as the fatal flaw. Then again, it's also what the industry has a bad rep, but it isn't... All we can do is what we think is... Anyway, sorry, you know how it...
Don't apologize. That's exactly why we took this...
Agreed.
We always talk about the Montreux document.
People are trying to. Both inside and out. Even with 17 countries on board, it's still just a set of... They'd need to negotiate an actual... And we both know getting every...
Yeah. Every government's for regulating PMCs and...
It gets complicated when you try to put it... Then you have the industry itself, which isn't... There's just so many different parties involved. Right it. Hit...
You know, I almost...
What? That UG?
Yeah, that.
But was it really Maybe it was all...
You could be right. It's just...
That was no cuddly puppy, Courtney.
No, I know. You're right. Whatever it was, it attacked. Copy that.
Yeah. You know?
Oh? You come up with this?
Yeah.
That's to what? I know you like private security.
Well, the Montreux document uses PMSC, right? A bit more comprehensive. And a bit...
Yeah, we only use PMSC.
I guess once a name sticks, that's it.
Right. Besides...
I get your point. Though it did...
By the way, Raiden, we're not picking up any EXIF codes here either.
Makes sense. How much do you...
Not
Which could be... Say a EXIF is...
too bad it...
The U.S. Army experimented with
Then SOPK...
Right. ID chips and...
But if everyone's using...
Heavy duty and... The chips also... PMCs...
What happened?
They just The point is...
And 99...
Right. You're a quick...
Nice history lesson, Teach. Now, if you're done...
Just a little on-the-job training, Kev.
What's up? No? Did you need...
No, just want...
Oh. What's up? Okay, don't let your...
Almost? Well, everything is given enough time to then with the right interface.
But what about it having... John Searle disproved the viability of the Turing test back in 1980. In other words, just because something talks like a person, it could just be following some program designed to make it seem...
I'm impressed. You seem quite knowledgeable in this field.
I had a pretty memorable chat with an AI once, about 10 years ago.
Ah, yes, of course.
Was it actually intelligent, or just...
I suppose it depends on how... For example, many term chess-playing AIs and such as having sectional intelligence. Some in the field believe that sentience or self-consciousness is a necessary... When you ask if this UG had intelligence...
Yeah, of course. Then you could ask, how do you define...
Indeed. These terms can indicate a wide variety of meaning. Perhaps it is less important to ask if, after all, and that, as...
Sure, Doc. Thanks. Doc, that wolf UG...
Why do you ask?
Just...
Well, normal brain tissue with neural... Assuming there's... Whatever stated...
I'll see what I can...
Of course.
But let's just say that... Because if that's the case...
Indeed. Neural AI's hardware and software are indivisible. The learning data can't...
So it can't be copied.
Normal UGs must be taught. This process can be sped up by... I couldn't even tell you if there's a training program established for... If it is indeed a prototype.
So it's unique.
I cannot... I would imagine that there may be other...
Glad we narrowed...
My apologies, Raiden.
Didn't we?
CNT, as I'm sure you previously... But this meant the stick, the redesigned metal...
They took all the space...
Precisely. After all, as an evolution... And the cyborgs, of course, UG...
Long story short...
Well, do not
Copy that. Doc, all the UG...
Ah, yes. I must go... Since...
So why...
Well, true, it turned...
But aren't there UG...
But on the man... This makes it conversely... Precise. Why do you laugh?
Now you're getting it...
Oh, but it is... So, as UG is... I suppose at some point...
One thing about fighting these...
Oh? How...
I can slice them, at least against... It starts to...
There is no reason to avoid this topic. Then, I suppose...
Maybe.
Well, even if respiration is the same... The cyborg... The Gemini...
But Desperado...
Physical... In any case, it is perhaps if he had been a cyborg, he...
We'll never know. I doubt anyone would accept...
Yes.
Exactly.
Raiden, something I meant to ask and I'll ask. I can understand one might be leery...
I'll pass, to be honest. I have a...
And what...
Decisions are about lose your emotions, and you risk not being able to relate to how your conscience could end up different. Boris agrees. That's why no Maverick cyborgs are allowed to...
An understandable perspective. MRI scans have isolated the brain activity associated with choose, but this entire area of the brain is known...
Well?
But another argument can be made. That...
Maybe not. But we can't just ignore the worldview of most of the planet. They'd say we used brute force to impose our strange value.
Yes, well...
Abuse of emotion restraints has become a hot... Suppressing fear tends to boost aggression, which has led to...
True, achieving...
But on the other hand, it makes it possible to intentionally make people more aggressive. Even a child can become a bomb just
Yes, it is very...
Doc, that...
Why do you ask?
Just...
Well, normal with neural... Assuming... Whatever stated...
I'll see what I...
Of course.
But let's just... Because if that's a...
Indeed. Neural hardware and software...
So it can't...
Normal... I couldn't... If it...
So it...
I would...
Glad we... Doc, that wolf you...
Why do you ask?
Just...
Well, normal brain tissue degrades starting approximately. With neural AI, however, the spin of the internal electrons is retained even after... Assuming there is no damage to the actual AI hardware itself... Whatever state it is in, I would certainly appreciate it if you could bring it.
I'll see what I can do.
Of course, of course.
But let's just say this thing is what it claimed to be. You think as if that's the case. I've got a feeling.
Indeed. Dozens of UGs chatting. Neural AIs are not von Neumann computers, keep in mind. Structurally, they are closer to human brains. Hardware and software are indivisible. The learning data can't simply be transplanted.
So it can't be copied or...
Normal UGs must be taught. This process can be sped up by... I couldn't even tell you if there's a train. If it is indeed a prototype.
So it's unique.
I cannot say with certainty. I would imagine that it was... maybe...
Glad we narrowed...
What's up? Okay, don't let...
Most impressive.
Yeah. Gonna...
So, now you are in...
Looks like it.
Make your way through town. The hotel is... well, striking... Trust me. Raiden.
Shoot.
First, this road, there are more...
Head for the... Forward. Assembling...
Is Dolce...
And if not...
The insurgent, some rebel group...
Right.
Creating many arms make...
The oil...
An interruption, whether it's...
Hey, Kev. That piece of shit who killed Imani.
Yeah. Goes by Sundowner. It's a folk name for this... He's also, well, not the formal head of Desperado. Let's see... Solid student, decent grades, but no money for college, so he joined the army. Says he fought in Panama in '89, then Iraq. In 2008, he drops out of the service and starts doing merc work for various... He was active all through the SOP years. Anyway, an IED put him out of action for a few years. But then, the army investigated him for possible war crimes.
Pretty rosy past, huh? Not that...
Hey, come on, buddy. You were just a kid. And it's not like they...
Yeah. Kev, you dig up anything more on Jetstream Sam?
Yeah, actually a bit.
I'll take what I...
Right. Full name, Samuel Rodriguez. Born in Brazil, so I guess that'd be more like... Samuel Rodriguez. He's actually not one of the Winds of Destruction. He's not even a Desperado employee.
Yeah.
His father ran a Brazilian Kenjutsu dojo.
Kenjutsu? That's a school...
A lot of Japanese immigrated to Brazil. It's their variation on judo. Brazilian Kenjutsu's the same kind of thing. Anyway, I did some digging. Apparently, the Rodriguez dojo was a big proponent of the Uridachi style.
Uridachi. A.K.A. Setsujinken. The murdering sword. Basically the polar opposite.
Rodriguez Kenjutsu uses kicks, sword butts, even throws. Anyway, this is interesting. Sam's father was killed. After that, Sam disappears for a while, then comes back, kills the guy who killed his dad. He travels the world for a while, taking odd jobs, bodyguard, cleaner for the mob. Made a big name for himself in the criminal underworld, especially in Central and South America. One story has Sam taking out a mafia hit squad, 10 men, all with assault rifles.
Not unheard of for a cyborg.
This was back in the early 2000s.
Come on. He did that without enhancements?
That's the story anyway. And he's a cyborg now, so he could only be... Not to freak you out.
I told you, Kev. I got a reading on his fighting style from...
Yeah. Raiden, head for...
Raiden, how peace in Africa was a problem.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like somebody fighting for an anti... The Prime Minister definitely had his detractors, but he listened to them, treated them fairly. So the rival factions never got that popular.
But perhaps this is about natural resources?
You think big business hired...
Who can say?
We need to figure out who's...
But knowing is only...
Well, no matter, putting a dent in...
Raiden,
Shoot.
first, continue down this road. There are more...
Head for the hotel.
Raiden,
Shoot.
first this road and there are more Soviet ruins.
Head for the... Hey, Courtney.
Georgian, it'd be nice to try.
Huh. Even...
What?
Well, before we head to any new country, you always hit up...
Oh, come on. Plus, it's a great way to get...
Okay.
Well, like I said, yeah, really...
Georgian wine...
They say most of cause apparently only...
How are things back?
Things? Russia?
No concern.
Sochi International. Plus, any trouble? No, if anyone wanted...
I'm not so sure. Have you seen this new body in action?
Oh, Raiden, yeah.
Very funny.
Oh, is it...
All right. Thanks.
For a guy with a bod like yours. By the way, I picked up something interesting.
Desperado's getaway...
I traced its registration. I wonder why they...
Why not? Meanwhile, and they're quiet.
Aren't they...
They were. There've been a lot... These days, most of VTOL's...
Ah, no wonder you know.
Well,
What's up? No? Did you...
No, just one.
Oh. What's up? Okay, save don't let...
Doc, I'm still...
Function, yes, but even when your gauge reads 0, you retain basic move. Use this time to absorb more electrolytes from...
Roger that. That was a hammer. I know it's the...
A jet not the test.
Pretty what?
That is a project with...
Sounds like...
But, worse, in fixed wing... Oh, I'm in terms of...
Doesn't look like...
Oh, but I'm a...
No one's good. Hey, Doc. Kev mentioned a lot of the high-ranking military.
Well, it is not my area. Much of it is similar...
Makes sense.
Indeed. Brainjacking employs nanomachines to stop these signals from the pilot. They can govern all more like a puppet. the subject.
You can't just
Precisely. The pilot can act out the desired. For example, the master says, Arschgeige.
Yeah.
Another method is to set an AI in control as the AI can.
But anyone?
As a result, with the
Good. At least I'll... So, Doc, if brain...
Well, that it records high. We know how smart.
But say we...
There have been the connection. For example,
Yeah.
you would feel, however, you would feel. So, you see, precisely, a cyborg.
So you can just...
Well, it's not. You might need.
Can't you...
Of course, but but should.
Yeah. I have to say, Doc, it's almost...
Oh,
You think?
I do. Very much. A human is the.
Okay.
It is boosted after all.
I'm not sure.
Well, natural means can only say human cyborg. But then,
Doc,
why do you
Just-
well with assuming whatever?
I'll see what...
Of course.
But let's just... Because if that...
Indeed, neural hard.
So it can't...
Normal. Just I couldn't if it.
So it's...
I would have made.
Glad we... Doc, that...
Why?
Just...
Well, with new assuming whatever.
I'll see what I...
Of course.
But let's... Because if that...
Indeed, neural hard.
So it-
no. Just I could if it.
So it-
I would have made.
Glad...
What's up? Okay, say don't let...
You could not stop that.
Right.
Right then. Let's
Shoot.
first this. There are more.
Head for...
I know it's not part of our mission, but I don't like seeing...
Yeah. What was that civilian?
No, that plan, if he were...
Either-
Well... Ride it. Hit. Ride it.
Doc,
Why do you
Just-
well with new assuming whatever?
I'll see what...
Of course.
But let's just... Because if that...
Indeed, neural hard.
So it can...
No, I couldn't even tell you if there's a training program established for such a thing in the first place. If it is indeed a prototype, it likely...
So it's you...
I would imagine, maybe.
Glad we...
Dude,
Life signs... Guess I was...
copy that. What's up? Okay, save, don't let your... What's up? No? Did you need...
No, just wanted to...
Oh.
So that's where they're holed up.
Some kind of electronic lock on the gate.
Most likely it opens only if you have the right ID data stored in your left hand. Perhaps you could find a cyborg with access and borrow it?
You see any cyborgs around here, Doc?
Why not double back? Check the vehicle route again. You know, back at the entrance to the old city. Who knows? Maybe you can hitch a ride. Most likely, platoon commanders carry correct ID data for the gate. Use enhanced mode to figure out who to hit.
Bravo! Excellent work! There was classified data embedded in that hand. It appears that man underwent modification at the Patriot facility, just as you did.
So I get Pat...
This road, that hotel. Anyway, there are more.
Head for the hook. So I get...
This road, that hotel was used by the nomenclatura. All destroyed now, of course, but in Soviet. Anyway, there are more.
Head for the hook.
Ride it.
What's up? No? Did you need...
No, just wanted...
Oh.
David, you must check your...
What's up? Okay, so don't let your...
To get to the plant, first make your way to the hotel roof.
I have. That woman.
Raiden, what's happening? Your heart rate spiked.
Yeah, I just dodged a bullet. All right, I'm heading for the refinery.
classified Patriot information was in that man's holographic memory.
These rifles, Desperados, nice weapon.
It has plus easy and it takes...
Sounds like...
Well, it reminds me of the good old days. Most Soviet gear was trash, yes. But the rifles... the rifles. The best...
Apparently not.
They've spread all over...
Well, not...
Such an elegant weapon. Waved around.
Okay, Boris. Mistral's heading up the force at the...
Yes, but I'm not sure how good a commander she...
Well, neither one looked very happy. Maybe she'll withdraw.
Oh, I doubt that. She's just...
All right. Are they even...
History shows and trying to...
Someone else. Who stands...
Most likely, the plant has pipelines connecting with crude oil from the Caspian Sea is refined in Sikum.
Oil.
What do you think Dolzaev and that woman... Even your ears could not catch it, huh?
No. Even in...
A pity they were...
Yeah, and there's the problem...
True enough.
Anyway, not much point talking about it now. Better I just head over...
Of course. I only wonder because the more intel we have...
Relax, Boris. Once I take...
Let us hope.
Hey, Boris,
No. My goal is to have open company, huh?
Right. Well... You know, my doing tactical drills with the Brazilian Special Ops Force in Rio?
Yes?
Well, I thought so. But they're not in Maverick's task management data.
Well... Right then. We've had...
You're putting them on ice?
They would be too much distracting for you.
That doesn't seem necessary. You're gonna...
Well, yeah.
This is about money, isn't it?
I should not...
Right. Open company, remember?
Well, yes, but we can't afford for you to be too shaken to
Boris, I know it's not all my fault, but my client was killed. Kinda...
Yeah, not your fault, but we were far too lightly equipped. No one on the...
It's a third world country. We were working with the shoes. If we went in heavier, burning Maverick cash, we'd have been in the red.
And that is the tricky... But what is past is past. And just focus...
Okay. These rifles, nice weapon.
It has minimal muzzle. Plus, the ejection, easy maintenance, and it takes standard NATO magazine. So you can find ammo on almost any mission.
Sounds like some...
Well, it reminds me of the...
Apparently...
They've
well...
Such...
These rifles, nice...
It has plus easy, and... They've...
Well...
Such...
You get all that? The woman with Dolzaev.
Yep. The name is from... a cold, dry regional wind in France.
She French?
Yep. Born in... It was a French colony until they declared independence in the early 60s.
Yeah. They were the last...
You know your history. Plenty of French colonial families still live there. Billets noirs, they're called.
I've heard the term. The main character in that camel...
You also find a lot of Algerians who've immigrated to France. Although they put a stop to that a while ago.
Yeah.
Mistral joined the Foreign Legion to get her...
A woman legion?
And not the first. There was one that served in the North Africa... Anyway, Mistral's been doing PMC work ever... She's officially leading the force at the refinery, but she... don't have anything on her
I don't need a reminder.
Yeah, but, speaking of her looks, she's got... Well, a couple of... huge... Look, just don't get...
Sounds like you should take your... So, Kev, what... obviously refined...
Skip that week in science class, huh?
Just the basics. They take crude and refine it into gas and stuff.
Well, yeah, and stuff. Kerosene, liquid...
Naphtha.
The raw material for ethylene, which is then... Crude oil's used for a lot...
Okay.
Crude contains a... The refinery...
Right.
Oh, well, if you know...
I could use a bit more detail.
All right, cool then.
Hey, Kev, you have anything? Didn't seem like your gut...
It's not. Sam had it recast as a high-frequency blade. Maybe. The harder... So a sword's gotta be Japanese, different levels of...
And that gets more...
Yeah. When the EM... It also disrupts any atoms it comes into...
You lost me around the EMF part.
And that's the dumbed-down explanation. Point is, an HF upgrade is like an... So Sam's badass blade might give him the...
The original sword?
Sounds like it. Says here it's a Murasama.
Murasama.
One of the top 10 best-known sword makers worldwide. Easy. They say his swords thirst for blood.
Ooh, now
I know, right? Ride it. Hit.
Right?
That's what the intel's. Why?
Indeed. Based on their movements, her chest...
You can tell that just from what I saw?
Indeed. After some detailed image analysis, if it is indeed a cyborg Jesse, such technology would not come cheap. it would...
Probably so. As far as Mistral goes, it really doesn't matter to me.
Ah, are you not even...
Doc, I'm seeing...
Cyborgs... Oh,
So they die?
I understand. This is one area these men knew the danger when they...
Right.
You should be more They could damn though to think on just in case.
Yeah.
You must remember it this way. Before you kill... Raiden, have I told you...
Several.
It was the Cold War. East Germany. Ah, the DDR. My field, it was a magical time. Secret research. Top secret, you know. I was young then. Call it nostalgie, but East Germany wasn't so bad. Nostalgie being German.
Of course.
Yes, the bureaucracy had its problems. Ah, well. In any case, after unification...
Sounds rough.
I've often said I would be a homeless vagrant if myoelectric prosthesis hadn't lent me a hand. Artificial limbs were crude props then, you know. Designs, they were hardly functional. The key was... It was then I patents filed...
And that's when you...
And workers from your... But my field...
Yeah.
But I... Yes, which reminds me...
Got it.
Raiden, the Mistral...
That's what the intel said. Why?
Indeed, based...
You?
Indeed, if it is such technology...
Probably. As far as...
Raiden!
That's what the intel said. Why?
Indeed, based on their movements.
You can tell that just from...
Indeed. If it is indeed a cyborg, such technology would not come...
Probably. As far as Mistral...
Right. You need to save?
Did you catch all that?
Yeah, I've seen his file. Plenty.
Didn't seem too friendly.
No, I mean, those I have looks...
Cold calculating professional types don't usually bother with...
Yeah.
Of course, that doesn't make with... What about Miss...
Probably an artificial face, though. I'm guessing... So, Mistral, have you ever been...
No.
Once, for a consulting job. Pretty
I hear it's pretty safe there now. Compared...
Yeah, I was able to slip a pretty nice spot for a vacation. 80% of it's the Saharan desert, and wow, it was just like you'd imagine. You could easily imagine...
Yeah? I thought only a sixth of it...
But once you reach the Mediterranean, all these white-walled buildings framed against intense...
Were you in Algiers? I know that the capital looks...
Yep. The local cuisine's totally French-influenced. Oh, there were a bunch of sweet shops in town.
Sounds like you ate your way across...
Well, I ate fry-ups.
Sounds like a lot... Hey, did you know my...
Yeah. Raiden, what you...
Glad to hear you...
You mentioned it was...
Yeah. I didn't grow up used... After that, I really got... I tore through... What?
Okay, so that's where you...
Yeah. Most of it from... He founded a school of swordsmanship on the idea that Yagyu believed power isn't evil in itself. It's how it's applied that matter. As time went on, Katsujin-ken incorporated deterrence. Or as I like to say, one sword keeps another in the sheath. You could frame the same message as you...
At least as long as there's fight.
Which doesn't seem like...
What's up? Okay, don't let... What's up? No? Did you need...
No, just one.
Oh.
Patriot intel. Bring me more, and maybe I can develop something interesting from it. Excellent. Very well done.
We intercepted call for backup. During your last fight, the caller's position is on your soliton radar. You can engage if you wish. It is your choice. What do you think, Dulce have and that even your ear?
No.
A pity they were outdoors.
Yeah, and there's the problem. Anyway, better I just...
Of course. I only want more intel.
Relax.
Let us hope. What do you think, Dulce? Even your...
No.
A pity.
Yeah, and there's the... Anyway, better I...
I only... More intel.
Relax.
Let us...
Ride it.
Right.
That's why.
Indeed. Based. Indeed. If it is such...
Problem is fun.
What's up? No? Did you need...
No, just one.
Oh. What's up? Okay, save complete. Don't let your...
I'm above you. What do you think, dolls? Even you?
No.
A pity.
Yeah, and there's the... Anyway, better I...
I own the more...
Relax.
Let it...
Right it.
Right?
That's with why.
Indeed, based.
You...
Indeed, it is such...
Probably. As far...
Right?
That's with the why.
Indeed, based.
You...
Indeed, if it is such...
Probably. As far as...
What's up? No? Did you need...
No, just one.
Oh. What's up? Okay, don't let...
Right. The cliff is just ahead at the end of the old city. Beyond that is the refinery's backyard.
So what? It's a sheer drop? The refinery's not connected to the city at all?
No, it was only built 2 years ago. There should be a narrow path around there that leads to the plant. It is protected by a fence, but probably you can cut your way through.
Probably.
Don't get cocky. Most likely it is Desperado running security down there. Watch out! They keep on coming! Dolcev and his team must be in here. Find him. Wait, there are active IR sensors in the area. Part of factory security, no doubt, but the enemy may be using it.
So who actually...
On the books?
So all the money...
It does
How do you mean?
The Caspian Sea is a... Not since the Baku-Tbilisi...
But that...
Money, the South Ossetia...
So George...
Any... Perhaps the...
And that's why...
I very much... There must...
And those...
Perhaps money...
Yeah, let me guess.
There were conversations, yes. We only took the sides.
Right. Hey, about the refine...
Copy that. So, like the tallest, all the lighter, the heavy, there's a... You see that?
It's...
Yeah, next door. And of course, also... places...
We got anything on that ray?
This, it seems they...
Like that heat blade.
Large scale, this is why...
So who actually owns...
On the book,
So,
it does.
how do you...
The get not say.
But that-
This.
So-
The. Any's perhaps.
And that- And the...
Perhaps.
Yeah, let me guess.
We own the site.
Right.
The.
So who actually...
On the books,
So all the money
it does provide that cut.
How do you mean?
The Caspian Sea is a major, not since the Baku.
But that pipeline runs straight...
Money, of course. The South Ossetia War taught Georgia they could not always.
So Georgia stands...
The. Any scenario that ends with the. Perhaps this is Dulceev's idea.
And that's why...
I very much. There must be.
And those...
Perhaps.
Yeah, let me guess.
There we only. Besides.
Right.
The.
Right.
Great. I'd like to see my family again someday, you know?
90-day contracting tour, buddy.
I don't know about in the same boat. These guys are out to tear...
All right.
Who is it?
Desperado.
Where is it this time?
Mexico. Apparently they've got... You're going in to investigate claims of human trafficking.
And our client? Who's... If we're planning to play police all of a sudden, we're gonna...
No worries there. It's a human rights group we've worked with a few... They were conducting their own trafficking investigation.
Understood.
Roger that.
Where the hell did Desperado...
Hard to say. They're not as rare as mostly getting their arm, but most A+ unless insurance...
Mavericks got...
Mostly. There is this.
I just had...
You know, anyway, not really third world. They can't...
Well,
I've heard of some... The Mercs get the... And he's...
You think that's
You can't...
So what kind of deal does...
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Nope. Didn't have any...
Right. Well, after all, so a lot of decide.
And if they...
Yep, just like you. Hold up.
You still busy with all that...
You know, briefing lately.
Never... You still busy with all...
You know, lately.
You know, I had so much power.
It's not all...
No?
Well, the back artificial muscles need a constant flow of oxygen from... We all had to undergo routine...
Sounds rough.
Used to be even worse back when Compared to that.
It wasn't until...
That's right. We generally use glucose-based nutrient packs. Whatever we eat's broken down by nanomachines. It's not exactly like... The difference is, I can turn those sensors off if I don't...
So cyborgs can...
Well, we still need fuel cells and nutrition packs. Not to mention, it's a lot of dough. Of course, another big problem's how other people look...
How do you mean?
There was a time when I wore artificial skin. Tried to look as close... I've still got some now. The tech at the time wasn't great. Maybe you could fool someone from far away. But going out shopping or what, I tried to find something...
That sounds...
Well, you appreciated it when people were honest about it, at least. Things are getting better. These artificial skins improved a lot.
Maybe I... Jerk.
Courtney, there's something... It's how I replenish my electrolytes.
Oh, I don't... And if we fail...
Yeah.
Besides, it's...
Yeah.
But in the scheme of...
Thanks.
No. Do you and Kevin work a lot?
Well, Maverick's not that big. Unless you're a short-term contract. Last job we were on together. I was hired by It wasn't easy. All three of them without Kev. I could...
He was with an NGO before Maverick, I think.
Yeah. He and Boris met while working together to resolve a They hit it off. So when Boris gave...
I kind of wonder why. We're pretty much the opposite of a disarm...
3 things are needed after a conflict. Disarmament, even if the UN taps the group that caused the conflict.
That, or they only...
Yeah. Meanwhile, Afghanistan saw a lot of that. Anyway, Kev saw... And then along comes Boris.
PMCs are going to need more...
Couldn't agree more.
What's up? Okay, don't let your... What's up? No? Did you...
No, just wanted to...
Oh.
Raiden, are you... A lecture? No, of course, I then head my technology. Of course, with cyber. Of course, you did not...
Oh.
Yet it gets... There is... It...
Well, how...
Well, that is... Well, in it could...
I don't... Hey, Doc. What can... I know they're the real...
Well, there ain't one as you...
Sort of like...
Precise CNTs. Consider furthermore, it is also...
Sounds like...
There has... You can change the feature. It's that...
Straight up...
Well, true science historically.
Practical, man.
Indeed. Stay vigilant. You must... Check your destination.
What's up? Okay, don't let your guard...
who actually owns this plant?
On the
So all,
it does
how do you,
the get not
but that,
ma this
so,
the any perhaps
and that,
there must
and the,
perhaps
yeah, let me get,
there we all decide
right.
the
You still busy?
You briefing lately though?
Never You still busy with all,
You know, lately.
never,
Hey, Vincent.
What's up? Okay, don't let you... What's up? No? Did you need...
no, just wanted,
Oh.
so who,
on the book
so all,
it does
how do you,
the gas be not since
but that,
man the south
so,
the any perhaps the
and that's why,
there must
and,
perhaps
yeah, let me get,
there we all decide
right.
the
You still busy?
You know me, man. Briefing prep, arms procurement, client negotiation. Lately though, I've been focused.
Never,
I was wondering when you'd come, Jack the Ripper.
no one calls me that anymore. Dolsaev, where is he?
I can show you a better time than that crusty old bear.
You're in charge here?
I am Mistral, the cold wind of France. And your reputation precedes you. Liberian, but white as snow. A natural-born killer, even as a child.
That was a long time ago.
I was born in Algeria myself, you know. I'm only half French.
And?
We had our own civil war in the 90s. So you see? Cut from the same cloth, you and I.
You don't know me.
I lost my whole family. Everything. But I butchered those fuckers. My family's killers. That's when I realized I am a killer too. And a good one at that. I slaughtered dozens in Iraq, in Afghanistan. I'd found my calling.
Proud of that, are you?
What happened, happened. To be honest, I found it quite dull. My enemies fell like domino, one after another. Not once did I feel threatened. I was adrift, without challenge, without purpose. At times, I even envied my prey. At least they had a cause to die for. And then, I met him.
Who?
And I knew what I had been missing. His ideals gave my life meaning. Ideals, Jack. What are yours?
I protect the weak.
Still? So naive.
And if I must kill to protect them, then so be it.
It seems we have less in common than I thought.
I'll take that as a compliment.
If you would kill for your ideals, then surely you are ready to die for them. You are bound! I can handle a lot more than this. A present from me.
this is how they felt.
What?
Dying. For our cause.
Wait. No. Hold on.
I am sorry. He was too much.
I do not need apology. I need you alive.
But I know you will never fall.
What? What is this talk about?
Je t'aime. De tout mon corps.
Je t'aime. Mistral, you never...
She's not talking to you, idiot.
You killed her! You vile nuts! Murderer!
That's rich coming from you. It's overdose, I am. Surrender. Translation.
Why would I surrender? You are exactly where I want.
Shit.
Built with Russian money to make Russian money. It is no plan for outcasts. It is their prison. But now, they will be free!
Damn. Crazy son of a bitch.
Raiden? Raiden, what happened?
Bastard blew himself up.
I see. Time to get you out of there. We're sending a helicopter. Secure an LZ.
Understood.
it.